Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Um, it's hopefully everybody's having a great start to their very long 5-day week because if I were in politics, actually one of the first things that I would do is probably shorten the work week, maybe have a little bit of a siesta. So, but I'm not. And either way, I really do wish you a very long, productive work week. And you know what? If you're working with people that you enjoy working with, they're nice, respectful, it doesn't really hurt so much. Sometimes maybe you would rather be there. And I think that more so as like a boss, I would definitely want people to feel that way. I'm just trying to find the right boss that's encouraging, that kind of, um, you know, peaceful, safe, um, peaceful and safe is good for me. So anyhow, I wanted to sort of address maybe like the larger ideas behind anything that uh, I have to blabber out of my mouth, and not necessarily always sound like I'm bad mouthing, but like there is some negativity behind life, and that it's okay to confront it, and it's okay to say no to certain things. And so I just kind of listed a few things. So I'm going to start with the loose and liberals equals loose screws. The imposing party with no restraint are the loose liberals that confuse their opposition for their conscience. No kidding. I mean, like, seriously, just because I oppose you doesn't mean that I want to be like your conscience. And the only reason that I have to even mention it is because I think that they know that they're dirty, and that as long as like everybody else is supposed to be like their douche bag or something. Is that what the expression means? Is like literally, well, that's a good reason why this world is coming to an end. How sad of these lost losers to think that my citations of God's word is not but to save my own soul. To be clear, life doesn't revolve around loose whores that are going to hell. It really doesn't. When I quote Bible verses, it's just to restore myself after all the filth that I'm put through by digesting everything else out there. So, um, so that's really all it is. That's not to say that you can't also do that for yourself, because I wouldn't go and try and keep you from seeking a higher self for you. But um, the next one, the grossly negligent equals a burden to society. Guess who I'm talking about? Lacking imagination and knowledge, they bulldoze through functioning bureaucratic systems in order to learn how to think by watching those with the know how to restore the order later. Then, of course, they might also want to assume the um, ownership of the results, if they were good. If they weren't good, no, maybe not so much. So there is people that are actually out there, like the new the new Democrats, like AOC, like all the squats. We should just call them squats. We should just like they should just be doing squats with Beyonce and her video. Like literally, like they might actually be more popular that way because they don't have the brains. So prisoners, but um but let's talk about their intimidation and how they use psychology. Okay. So, prisoner's dilemma and the Stanford prison experiment. So, prisoner's dilemma is this: a situation where people must choose between a cooperative act and an act that could benefit only themselves while hurting others. Okay. That's kind of vague because we don't really have the parties. But what I did have to then, when I did take my Psych 1 in college, I tied that to the Stanford prison experiment, where if you were just wearing a suit, like if you're the person that's wearing the suit and it's like a uniform, and everybody else is just like being regular and normal, you are going to get it into your head that you're actually better than people. And all it boils down to is your uniform. You're like in a monkey suit, basically, and any monkey can do it. So I don't, and it's kind of, and well, it's not unfortunate. It's kind of unjust that we have these ignorant wannabe politicians in current office at the moment that want us all to be their subjects because they're wearing the title, they're wearing the suits, they're wearing the, and we're supposed to act like that, and that is not what freedom is about. That's not what liberty is about. And if they think that, you know, I'm just going to throw names out there: Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, Lyndon Johnson, Franklin Roosevelt. If they think that they were just in suits and like trying to make everybody else out to be like the bad guy, then they're doing a really good job at actually following that that example, because they are, this is what's happening, is they are saying that, well, these guys are the unjust, and so now we're going to be the unjust, just the other way around. And it doesn't make a difference, really. I know what I'm trying to say, and guess what, so do you. So playing God, being a parent, and the wisdom of Solomon. Understanding the true God and finding his favor means birthing kids the good old fashioned way. Tweaking and nipping for contemporary time should be your only area to be modern, but for the most part, God is in control. Think about Abraham and Isaac. Think about how we're not supposed to be like imposing on one another in either direction. So when I say, coming back to like the loose liberals that want to, kind of like be the center of like the center of my universe. Like, you're not the center of my universe. You're like the opposite of the center of my universe. The reason that I even mention anything about all the dirty things that go on and that you might be willing to do are not necessarily something that I'm willing to do. It doesn't mean that you, like, if you have to fight against anything, it's your conscience, and I'm not your conscience. I'm in opposition, sure, but I'm not your conscience, and I don't want to be in your conscience. I would rather, um, I would rather develop my own conscience and grow it. I would rather be somebody that can actually one day think about something and like not feel robbed all the time. Like, whatever's going on in my mind, as I cultivate it, as I cultivate my own mind, and then I think about like the parable of the sower, and having people just come around and want to take that and want to give you like mental diseases. whether or not it's like some sort of like, uh, supernatural, you know, kind of a thing. Maybe it's called a nominal world. I'm not sure. Either way, nominal also means something else to me. So I'm not going to use that. Uh, I really feel is injustice. It's an attack, and I am willing to go the entire way to the time that God takes me up with Him to heaven and fight for preserving my own mind and my own brain and the way that I think and living with my own mistakes and experiences in life and having it made me who I am now and um, rejecting the people that have tried to hurt me and moving on. You're not important. People that try to hurt me are not important. I feel that like somehow being like in this kind of like prisoner and guard relationship makes them feel empowered, like they feel like if they just like keep me captive, it's going to either mentally or not. Yeah, talk about mentals, right? But it's true, it's hijacking, it's mental hijacking, and it's done at it's done to people that aren't already a part of the trash. So if you're trashy, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. If you're not if or you know what I mean? Like if you're not of interest to whatever is going on at the moment, um, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. But this is like filthy. It's trying to enslave others to being a prisoner, like a slave to you. And it's not something that I'm ever going to be able to actually stomach. It's not something that I'm ever going to accept, and it's definitely something that I'm always going to stand up, for it, whether it's pertaining to my own life or anybody else's. And in fact, is since I don't negotiate with terrorists, I don't negotiate with people that are trying to intimidate me and be like terrorists to me, then would it, the only other thing that I can do is to be strong and show them that actually is you can conquer these small individuals. They're small people that can get kicked in the groins and just basically like fade away from life forever. And so, yeah, I think a lot of times is when people are under attack, it is under like spiritual circumstances where, maybe somebody is uh, like maybe Satan starts to lose like one of their guys, that they thought that they had a hold of. And so like now they have to come back around. And so like they start getting desperate, but it does come down to really end times. Um, Satan's time is short. And I am like there to fight with Jesus, and Jesus and Mother Mary are going to be there with me to be peaceful when I need to be, and to conquer when I need to conquer. At this point, I'm ready to conquer. I'm ready to just like finish this world if that's what, because there's too much suffering. There's like too much chaos. There's too much people trying to get you to bow down to their trashy selves. There's so much injustice. Look at the injustice. It's not, why should I'm just little me. I'm like little me, but I know my Lord and my Lord knows me, and I'm ready to fight the end times. I'm ready to just finish everything right now. um, I hope that everybody understands that when you're trash, you have to accept that. Like accept the fact that you're trash and stick to it and stop trying to get other people to get on your side. You don't impose on other people. You should be able to argue whatever it is going to provide the incentives for a broader population than just whatever it is you think is like everybody else should need. You don't get to tell people what they need. That's rule number one in politics, or just as being an adult. You're not mature enough. I'm not even sure how you got there. Your benefactor Soros, possibly, of course. Either way, I guess the only thing that I wanted to share with you is one of my favorite prayers from growing up with my grandma. And it's gonna be in Spanish, but it's beautiful and you can translate it. It's called La Salve. Dios te salve, Reina y Madre de misericordia, vida, dulzura y esperanza nuestra. Dios te salve. A ti clamamos los desterrados hijos de Eva, a ti suspiramos, gimiendo y llorando en este valle de lágrimas. Ea pues, Señora, abogada nuestra, vuelve a nosotros tus ojos misericordiosos. Y después de este destierro, muéstranos a Jesús, fruto bendito de tu vientre, oh clemente, oh piadosa, oh dulce Virgen María, ruega por nosotros, Santa Madre de Dios, para que seamos dignos de alcanzar las promesas de nuestro Señor Jesucristo. Amen. So I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. If I have anything else, I'll give everybody a shout out, put myself on video, and we'll go from there. Bye.